Arizona State finally getting the respect that they deserve? About as likely as your local water park actually being sanitary.
Happy Monday and welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils. Anthony Totri, joined as always by my partner in crime, Erik. We've got Erickson behind the Mac, making all of the magic happen. Do us a solid. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Hope everyone is starting their Monday off the right way. Another week upon us, Rubus, and another week full of disrespect for the Arizona State Sun Devils. A lot of media outlets putting out their way too early top 25s or their post-spring top 25. And we're going to focus in on that, where the Sun Devils are ranked in a lot of these polls, maybe where they should be ranked, teams that they should definitely be above, teams they should definitely be below. Also, the Arizona State softball team made it back to the regionals, so we'll give you guys all the updates on where you can see the Sun Devils this weekend playing some postseason softball. Before all of that, though, Rubus, I want to pull the curtain back just a tad. I want to know why you were meowing.
It's Meowing Monday.
Yeah, I almost said that.
Happy Meowing Monday.
I almost said.
I was thinking about it.
Well, just why? Just what?
I mean,
what? Like came over you to the point where there's 10 seconds left on the countdown and you just rip a meow.
Can you give me your best meow?
I don't know if I can, bro. I can't.
Come on, it's Meowing Monday.
The problem is that's on the internet for a long time.
Ayrton, can you give me your best meow for Meowing Monday?
Meow.
That's a good meow. Come on, give me your best meow.
You go ahead. Meow. What? Why? But my question.
So we're a big, like, in this office, big just like make random noises.
Yeah.
Like kind of scream or whatever.
Just
right?
whatever is going on.
Right. And so I did that.
You did.
And it kind of came out like a meow.
It was a meow.
It wasn't on purpose, but it
was
just
was. So you're telling me your inner demons released in the sound of a meow?
Yeah, probably. So Sharon says Erik is a cat.
Erik
confirmed.
Is a cat confirmed. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
My litter box is right off screen.
Ernesto here, Jacob here, Sharon as well,
everybody.
Kaiser as well. Appreciate everybody hopping in here on a Meowing Monday, if you will.
You never meowed.
Maybe at the end of the show.
No.
Maybe I'll give you. You brought the show to a start with a meow. I'll bring it to an end.
Do you promise?
With a meow. I promise to end today's show with a meow.
He pinky promised,
there
everybody.
Jacob,
if he doesn't, what are you going to do if you don't do it? 24-hour stream?
I'll do it. No, I will do it. You've asked me to do it.
Okay.
I will do it.
Stay tuned for the end of the show. Anthony Totri will meow.
There you go. Jacob says Mondays suck. Wildcats meow. Wildcats suck. Pretty self-explanatory to me.
I like that. That's a good train of thought.
Oh, my goodness. You know what else sucks?
Oh, so many answers there.
So many answers. This On3 poll that was done, I believe, post-spring football for a way too early college football top 25. And this poll has Arizona State coming in at number 13 in the top 25. We'll quickly go through the entire top 25 for everybody on audio. So from 1 all the way to 25, it goes Penn State, Texas, Clemson, Ohio State, LSU, Georgia, Notre Dame, Alabama, Oregon, Illinois to round out the top 10. Then Florida, BYU, Arizona State, South Carolina, Auburn, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Michigan, Ole Miss, Miami to round out the top 20. And then the final 5, SMU, Louisville, Kansas State, Tennessee, and Texas A&M. A lot of problems, I feel like, with this list. First and foremost, before we get to any of the other conferences and whatever, BYU at 12, Arizona State at number 13, Erik.
Sorry. That's the last one. I promise.
Okay,
that's the last one. In a vacuum, Arizona State at 13, I don't think is like extremely disrespectful.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
13th in the country will be nice. but behind BYU.
Yeah, that's the issue I have.
I don't understand like the logic. Try to make the case for BYU over Arizona State, because again, they'll say, "Oh, putting Arizona State 13th is not disrespectful." Putting Arizona State as the second highest team in the Big 12, I believe in preseason rankings, is disrespectful, and especially it being BYU, who I think will be a good team, but not preseason better than ASU.
Yeah, I don't know how you make that argument that the Cougars are ahead of Arizona State. This is a team in the Sun Devils that, again, is returning a lot of production. They won the conference last year, the only representative of the Big 12 in the college football playoff. And I get that was last season, but realistically, in terms of major talent that this team lost, you lost Leaf, you lost Scat, you lost Shamari. Those are the guys immediately that you point to and you're like, okay, we got to replace those players. And Arizona State, I feel like, has really done a good job of replacing those individuals. The only thing that I can see is the fact that BYU is returning their starting quarterback, starting running back, and Chase Roberts at wide receiver. So they are returning a lot of the talent that was on that offense a year ago. But this is a team in BYU that lost to the Sun Devils, right? They had an opportunity to go punch their ticket to the Big 12 title game, to solidify themselves as a college football playoff team. And when it mattered most, they crumbled.
I mean, they crumbled big time.
Badly. Week after week after week, they fell. This was a team in BYU that I believe struggled with Houston to close the season. Houston, one of the worst teams in this conference a year ago. I know they're returning a lot of players, and I'm not saying by any means that BYU doesn't deserve to be in the top 25. Same with you. I feel like number 13 for Arizona State in the preseason top 25, if that's where ASU falls, I'm cool with it. I'm 100% like comfortable with the Sun Devils coming in at number 13. I think that is certainly enough respect, right?
Yeah.
But they should be the clear number one team to start the year in the Big 12, and any other argument for BYU or Texas Tech is just you're going to really have to sell me on it.
I mean, they've brought in some decent talent in the transfer portal, have 11 incoming transfers. They've lost 28 on the outgoing transfers. Of course, the biggest one is somebody that I think we both had interest in to bring to Arizona State, in Keelan Marriott, who went to Miami. They did lose
one of their starting linebackers as well.
They did lose a good amount of talent, man. And so I don't even see the argument for them being a top, I think, 3 team in the Big 12 right now. And so I would love to hear like the reasoning and the explanation behind it, because at this point, it doesn't surprise me. But if you looked at how BYU was coached, how they played, and how the returning players played at the end of last year versus Arizona State, this has to just basically go down to
numbers. You want clicks.
It has to go. No, it has to go down to they lost Cam Scatterbu. Right?
That's such a lazy argument.
No, but is that not what this has to be based around? To think that Arizona State is legitimately a worse team than BYU
because you lost one player, because you lost Cam.
Because
Scatterbu,
you lost. No, I'm not arguing for it.
It's.
But is that not what you think is the case?
I don't know, but I feel like it's just so lazy from media members, and I think it was Kellen in the chat that said BYU ahead of Arizona State is a joke. I totally agree with you. It is a joke.
Can I give one argument pro BYU?
You can. I mean, you could try. Is it a serious argument? I'm going to take that as a no. It's not a serious argument. Yeah, there you go.
They have a pair of brothers who transferred in, both 3 stars.
So does ASU, by the way.
Okay. But, you know, I'm a huge name guy.
Oh, God.
Last name is Bachmeier. So, okay. First names.
Barry.
Bear. Bear.
Bear Bachmeier?
And Tiger.
Tiger, wow.
Bear Bachmeier and Tiger Bachmeier, a wide receiver and a quarterback duo.
Well, I immediately don't like the names now. Those are lineman names. Those aren't wide receiver skill guy
Bear
names.
Bachmeier's the quarterback. Tiger Bachmeier's the wide receiver. Bear to Tiger. It's a jungle at BYU.
I hate it so much. Those guys are playing for the Cougars, by the way.
Isn't that great?
Look, the whole argument that Cam Scatterbo leaving is the reason why Arizona State is somehow going to fall off a cliff this season is just it's lazy. Do your research, pay attention to what's going on. This team added a 1,000-yard rusher from Army last year in Kanye Udo. They have Kyson Brown, who's been sitting behind Cam Scatterbo for the last 2 seasons. Not to mention they've got Raleek Brown, Jason Brown. Like I just don't. The Cam Scatterbo thing is just so lazy to me. Like Sam Leavitt and Jordan Tyson are arguably going to be the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the country. Certainly the best one in this conference. On top of the fact that you're returning pretty much everybody on that defense, you have, let's say the running back position doesn't even come close to what Scat did. That's fine. I don't think this team needs to do that to be able to go back to a Big 12 championship game because Sam and Jordan can take that step, because they added wide receivers from Alabama, Fresno State, Clemson that all have played well in spring football, and they all have a ridiculous amount of talent. You added the Army running back. You have Kyson Brown. Your offensive line maybe is your biggest question is how are they going to gel without Leaf? But you got Ben Coleman, who was here last year. He's a veteran. He's up front now at center. Like there's not really an argument you can make to me that is like, this is why BYU is there. I would honestly rather listen to Texas Tech is ranked higher.
I think I would put Texas Tech higher than BYU. Where would you put BYU in the Big 12 right now? Going like your preseason Big 12 power
probably
rankings.
4.
Top 5 is fine, right? Like 4 or 5, maybe 3.
I'm putting
if you're really high, but also they lost an All-American in Keelan Marion. Yeah.
And they had them again. Harrison,
they did add Tiger.
Screw Tiger. Harrison Taggart, I believe, is the last name of the linebacker they lost, who was going to start for them as well. Let's go ahead and throw that on-3 poll back up there. So in terms of Big 12 teams, they have BYU at 12, ASU at 13, Texas Tech at 16, Kansas State at 23. Only 4 Big 12 teams in the top 25. I think that's a fair number. Again, I don't like the way that it is thrown out there. I think ASU belongs ahead of BYU. I think Tech belongs ahead of BYU. And I think Kansas State probably belongs.
But Iowa State.
BYU. Iowa State should probably be in there too.
I mean, Iowa State did lose a lot of talent as well. And they lost 2 wide receivers with a young quarterback, which is a little bit different than with Sam Leavitt losing his running back, but keeping his top weapon in a wide receiver. So
keeping is arguably 2 of his top 3 weapons. Because you bring back Shimon too.
I mean, Shimon was all Big 12.
He was an all-conference
right?
tight end.
And so you have, for Sam Leavitt, his 2 safety blankets for sure. And he has his own legs, which is another safety blanket for him.
Thank God.
Yeah,
he kept his own legs. He didn't lose those this offseason.
Didn't lose. Breaking news. Sam Leavitt's legs entered the transfer portal. Sam Leavitt's waist up playing for Arizona State. His legs, they transferred to Auburn.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's tough.
It's going to be interesting to see how he pulls that off.
Oh, yeah. The legs are just him.
Well, they're going to put Sam, who would benefit the most? Who would benefit the most from getting Sam Leavitt's legs surgically replaced?
Who in the country?
Like who, if you added Sam Leavitt's mobility, would be like, oh wow.
You have an immediate answer for this?
I don't. Cam Rising.
No. Maybe I was gonna say Drew Aller, but I don't know if Drew is like already like a really mobile quarterback.
But he would become mobile.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like if he's already mobile, I don't watch enough Penn State football. So like if he's not mobile, then I would say him. No, Arch is already a very mobile quarterback. Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry,
Mikey in the chat saying
question.
I'll go as far as saying ASU should be 9 just ahead of Oregon.
I think there's an argument for ASU to be top 10. I don't think that they'll put ASU top 10 because of everything that we talked about. And I also liked this comment from Jacob earlier saying people really don't stay up to watch us play. They base everything on what they hear about us and not on numbers. They're all clueless, which is funny because we're coming off of playing. And the last game that this team played was maybe the best game of the season.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not surprised that they'll have them in the teens, or as we go even later, they might have them even farther down than 13. But I could say that this team comfortably could be a top 10 team entering the season without hyperbole.
Yeah. Sharon asking, is Avery Johnson mobile? Yes, he is a very, very mobile
If he wasn't, then he'd...
Let's go ahead and throw that poll up there just one more time so that you guys can get a look at that top 10 specifically. Again, Penn State at 1, Texas at 2, Clemson at 3, Ohio State at 4, LSU at 5. I think LSU at 5 is maybe a little generous.
Big Nussmeier hours.
Georgia at 6, Notre Dame at 7, Bama at 8, Oregon at 9, Illinois at 10. How do you feel about Illinois at 10?
I think a little overrated.
Overrated.
If ASU and Illinois played, ASU, I believe, would win.
I believe so, too. Now, I know Illinois, I believe, got a ton of incoming transfers. Illinois is just, I don't see, and this is, again, just leave that up there for a little bit longer. BYU is the first Big 12 team on this list.
Yeah.
Correct? Coming in at number 12. I count 1, 2, 3, 4 Big 10 teams.
Yep.
In the top 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4 SEC teams, and 1 independent, 1 ACC team before we get to a Big 12 team. And that's just even the top 10. You can add in Florida as an SEC team before you get to the Big 12.
And you have an SEC sandwich because then you have South Carolina
and Auburn.
Then you have Auburn. And you get Texas Tech, then Oklahoma, then Michigan, then Ole Miss. Then Miami, then SMU.
But like that's the Big 10.
I mean, Big 10, the Big 12. Big 12 has less than the Big 10, has less than the SEC. Do they have less than the ACC?
ACC has Clemson, SMU, and that might in Louisville.
Yeah,
and Miami.
Miami
is Miami in the SEC?
ACC.
No, I think Miami's in the ACC. Yeah, so that's what 4. Louisville, SMU. Miami, Clemson. That's 4.
So it's 4-4.
4-4.
Sure.
1 independent in Notre Dame, and the rest is Big 10. SEC.
Well, at least the SEC bias only goes to one sport. Certainly not softball.
It's just
or anything like that either. It is ridiculous. This wasn't the only top 25 that was ridiculous.
No, it wasn't. And we don't have a graphic for this one, but ESPN put out a way too early top 25 post spring as well. And again, I'll read this for everybody. That way you can kind of follow along here just in terms of what they had for the top 25. Again, I disagree with this list entirely as well.
Before you even read the list, let me just read something that discredits the entire thing.
Okay.
I won't spoil where BYU is, but they have for BYU with key returning players, Keelan Marion. So let's just keep that in mind.
So Penn State at 1.
Yeah.
Clemson at 2.
Okay.
Texas at 3.
Okay.
Georgia 4. Ohio State 5. LSU at 6. Notre Dame at 7. Oregon at 8. Bama at 9. BYU at 10.
With the returning Keelan Marion.
Illinois at 11 and Arizona State coming in at number 12. I'll read you the 2025 outlook on this article saying the Sun Devils won a Big 12 title in their first season in the conference in 2024, and now they'll attempt to pull off the rare feat of repeating as champions. Leavitt and Tyson are already being projected as potential first-round picks in the 2026 NFL Draft. Tyson was cleared to participate in the spring after sitting out the 2024 postseason because of a shoulder injury. There's no question Arizona State will miss tailback Cam Scadaboo's production. Kyson Brown, Raleek Brown, and Udo are in the mix for carries. There are 10 starters coming back from a defense that led the league in run defense and was number 3 in scoring defense. And my internet just pooped the bed. So
the Sun Devils gave up too many big plays in the passing game, and they were working on getting more pressure on opposing quarterbacks.
There you go.
Listen, 12 for Arizona State is perfectly fine. I'm not going to be upset about 12. Honestly. I think I'd start getting upset once you get past like 15, 16, 17, 18.
15 is the lowest that this team should be ranked.
Realistically.
In the preseason.
BYU at 10. What are they seeing?
I don't know.
What are they seeing?
I don't know.
What are they seeing? And I know we're focusing just on BYU, but
this one has Iowa State.
I mean, yeah, Iowa State is in the top 25 in this one, not ahead of Arizona State. They have Iowa State at 14, Texas Tech at 16, and then Kansas State at 18. So they're relatively high on the Big 12 compared
higher than On3 is
to On3s, yeah. But I like William also saying people that have Clemson 10 plus higher spots than ASU when they're identical teams is baffling. Well, not SEC bias, sorry. ACC bias. I'm just so used to the bias being SEC.
It really is wild. Like, I wish I could sit in a room and just ask why.
Well, again, you don't need to really know why when they don't get the players correct. Again, key returning players, they have Keelan Marion for BYU. And this was written 4 days ago. Marion's been committed to Miami for like
Was
2
it Miami?
Weeks. Yeah, it's like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2
Longer
weeks.
than that.
It's been a long time. And and by the way, that's been up for 4 days, and nobody at ESPN has fact-checked it. Nobody.
Do they have that linebacker on that list too?
What's the linebacker's name?
Harrison, Taggart, I think.
Let's see here.
As key returning player?
Key returning players, no, they don't. They have Jake Retzlaff, LJ Martin, Chase Roberts, Keelan Marion, Isaiah Glasker, Jack Kelly, Tanner Wall, and Evan Johnson.
It really is wild, man.
Yeah,
That's ESPN.
Again, ESPN. I want to know when Keelan Marion committed. It was 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
just ridiculous, bro. Like, get it right.
Well, again, posting it is already embarrassing in the first place, right? But to have it up for now 4 days and it not even be corrected
is, yeah.
Wow, who would have thought? ESPN,
might as well.
I mean, they need to go to school. The company that doesn't know the difference between Arizona and Arizona State.
It's ridiculous. Sharon saying, you guys, do you remember last year how we were ranked last? Coming off a 3-9 season, isn't it so nice to be mad that we are only ranked as number 15?
Yes.
It's not good enough.
But I'm still mad. And I'm going to continue to get mad at more BS polls that have ASU lower.
Yeah.
After this break. It's true. Everybody needs a checking account, and that's why you need to get your checking account with built-in benefits. That's where Mountain America Credit Union comes into play. With Mountain America's My Style checking account that has perks just for you. Things like restaurant deals, mobile phone protection, telehealth access, identity protection, loan rate discounts, offers on travel and events, and more. Plus, of course, they are a proud sponsor of Arizona State University. Visit My Style and make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle to apply. Insured by NCUA. Of course, if you want to spend money, might as well make it easier to save money as well. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration/activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Guys, just like your favorite team, of course, the Arizona State Sun Devils need a home court or a home field. Your home needs a home floor. And that's why when you're in the market for new flooring, Empire Today is exactly who you can trust and who you should call. It's because they are flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. We've all been to those big box stores. You wander through the aisles. You can't even find anybody to help you.
Just lost.
Ask the questions, get the answers you need. And when you check out, it's way more expensive than you thought. And then you go home and guess what? You have to do it all yourself. That is not the case with Empire Today. They live and breathe flooring, and they're going to be with you every step of the way. It's a whole different ball game. Make sure you schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. PHNX listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code PHNX. That is right, a $350 discount with that code PHNX. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday.com/PHNX for full details. Also, we've got our own deals going on.
That is true. We just love giving out deals.
We do. We love helping people save money.
I mean, why not?
Merch.
What
Markdown,
about merch?
30% off all inventory products.
Up to 75% off?
Up to 75%
That's wrong. There's
on already
Ayrton,
marked down sale
take the graphic
items.
down. There's
Are you kidding
There's
me?
no way that's real. Up to 75% off? That's basically free.
We're pretty much just giving you merch.
Here, take a shirt. How ridiculous does that
that's
sound?
pretty much
I mean,
what it's like.
Okay, well, I guess it's right.
Shirts, hats, hoodies,
even
stickers.
beyond the shirts?
I mean, go to the website. Go check it out and see everything that you can get. Not to mention, like, we already have pretty affordable merch, I feel like. So being able to go there and check out the Sun shirts, the card shirts, the ASU merch, even if you're a U of A like fan, I guess.
If you want to get some U of A merch to then
burn it. Yeah. I mean, if you really want to do that, again, head over to gophnx.com, click the little merch tab, and that right there will take you everywhere you need to go. Literally, you pull up to the site.
$24 for that. The PHNX taco truck tee, which is one of our favorites.
I see sale.
Ooh, a branded Bills hat with
everything
with Phoenix on it.
I thought you were gonna say peanut butter.
Almost.
Everything's on sale, guys.
Jeez,
like it's wild. Again, go check that out at the PHNX locker.
I see a shirt for $12.
I don't know what to tell you, man. $12.
$12
costs you more to go get lunch.
I see stickers. I see a scarf.
Damn, we sell scarves.
We do sell scarves.
Wow. It's pretty hot outside.
You can get the Daniel Ngata officially licensed T-shirt for $8.56.
Wow.
$8.56 for the Daniel Ngata officially licensed T-shirt. I might have to get that. Dude, imagine I just pull up.
That's a PHNX original, man.
What if I buy like 7 Daniel Ngata officially licensed shirts? I don't know if we
even have 7 left.
And then I can wear them every day of the week without having to wash or clean my officially licensed PHNX Daniel Ngata T-shirt.
Unbelievable. Guys, make sure you hit that like button, you hit the subscribe button, and drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. You mentioned we're going to get angry about some more polls. We do have another On 3 poll. I promise the show isn't targeted toward On 3, but it's just
more like on some BS.
Just what they've been doing lately. This one, way too early. This was, again, you had Ari, and then you had, I believe, Andy Staples in here as well doing their top 25. So
Andy Staples is a bad influence.
Apparently, because he's got Arizona State at number 17. And guess what? BYU still a spot ahead of the Sun Devils
paying?
At number 16.
Who are they paying?
This is crazy because those are the only two, or excuse me, you do have Kansas State at number 20. Those are the only 3 teams in this top 25 from the Big 12. You do not have Texas Tech in here. You do not have Iowa State in here. And in terms of the entire top 25, again, I'll list it out for everybody on audio. You have Texas at 1, Ohio State at 2, Oregon 3, Penn State 4, Notre Dame 5, Georgia 6, Illinois at 7, South Carolina at 8, Florida, Clemson, Auburn, Michigan, Tennessee, Bama, LSU to round out the top 15, then BYU, ASU, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Kansas State, Miami, SMU, Indiana, Georgia Tech, and Nebraska.
Feedback in the chat says, "Who isn't BYU paying?" That is kind of what it feels like. That's the question.
We need to check on.
I need to check from BYU.
We need to. Yeah. Would that get you to flip?
Dude, it depends on how much the check is.
How much would the check have to be?
Come on, I love my Sun Devils.
How much does your loyalty cost?
Oh, we're not going to say that out on air. But they can approach me with a number, and we'll talk about it.
Oh, yeah?
We'll talk about it. Welcome to PHNX
You
BYU.
Can't buy me.
BYU
you
podcast.
Can't buy me. Okay, BYU, you can't buy me.
Dude, BYU could totally buy
BYU
you.
Can't buy me.
BYU could totally buy
They could not buy me.
You would be doing
I'm not for sale.
In BYU blue.
I would not.
You absolutely would.
Not. That's it. That's all I got. I'm not going to do it.
You totally would.
I would.
You're lying in front of the camera.
I would not.
Right now. If they gave you a blank check to do a BYU show, blank check. Say you and AJ DeBancer are the 2 highest paid people at BYU. You say no?
Yeah, I'm good,
chance.
man. I'm good.
No chance.
I'm chilling with my boy Meow Man over here, Rubis.
I'm good. My co-host meows.
I mean, this poll for me is more like the conference disrespect. Like
it's a little mix of both. It's a little conference disrespect there, a little ASU disrespect in there.
You don't have a Big 12 team in the top 15, dude. You're telling me that outside of Notre Dame as the only independent here, the SEC and Big Ten and ACC just are going to run college football like that?
South Carolina at 8, Illinois at 7. That's a reach.
Arch Manning is leading a Texas team, which, I'm sorry, we have not seen him.
No, but of course, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. But
Oregon national champions at 2. Oregon at 3. Penn State's returning.
Oregon at 3 seems a little high
at
too.
4. Like
I'm not like I don't agree with Texas at 1, but I'm not upset about it. ASU's not going to be ranked number 1.
Tennessee at 13.
That doesn't affect us, right? But Tennessee at 13 is crazy. Michigan at 12 is crazy. Illinois at 7 is crazy. South Carolina at 8 is crazy.
And I love South Carolina. I love Lenore Sellers.
I love Lenore Sellers too. I'm a Lenore's buyer. But this is just ASU at 17 and Michigan at 12 is nuts. Tennessee at 13 is nuts. And
Nebraska's in the top 25, man.
It's so weird how different this is from Ari's because like Ari had like Clemson like 3rd, and this one's 10. He had like LSU at 5.
It says heavy Andy written all over.
Yeah, Andy hates
Andy property
ball.
of Andy. Is that what it said on the bottom of Woody's shoe?
Yeah,
right.
A world where
that's on the back of this graphic right now.
Where Illinois is 10 spots higher than Arizona State University.
Illinois at 7 is just blasphemous, bro. Blasphemous. If Illinois does anything worth being a top 10 team this season, I'll do something. I don't know what.
You'll meow.
I'll meow for an hour straight, bro. There's no way
you could
Illinois
be a solo show for that one.
As a they're the 4th Big Ten team in here in the poll, and you're telling me they're still in the top 7? For what? We haven't seen them those transfers play there yet. We haven't seen them play in the Big Ten yet. And we're just crowning them like that? A top 10 team?
Yeah, but here's the real thing.
When has Illinois ever done diddly squat in the Big Ten?
Yeah.
For football? Never. Like, the Illinois hype is just crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy.
This is all just to distract you from the fact that BYU is still, and it's always one spot.
It is always one spot.
Why are they? BYU is apparently
maybe Chase Roberts did this. Chase Roberts, that wide receiver, he is responsible.
You know,
for this
all
poll.
the media thought that if Chase Roberts and BYU saw ASU in the Big 12 championship instead of the real Big 12 championship where they saw Colorado, then they would have won. So,
do you want to get to the final poll that we have here? This is a USA Today poll.
I will give you my reaction via meow.
I want you to tell me where you think. Have you clicked on this link yet?
No.
Don't click on it. I want you to tell me the first Big 12 team. I want you to tell me where they're ranked and where you think Arizona State is ranked. I'm not saying that Arizona State isn't the first Big 12 team.
I think BYU is the first team.
Okay.
And I think they're at 18.
Wrong.
Okay. BYU at 12.
No.
Arizona State
top Big 12
15.
team. The top Big 12 team is Kansas State at 12. This is USA Today, by the way.
Who we have established are frauds.
Correct.
They do not know ball.
This is post spring football.
They do not know ball.
This is the most egregious poll I've seen, by the way.
USA Today does not know ball.
Kansas State's at 12.
What?
They are the number 1 team in the Big 12 on this poll.
12?
12. BYU is the second team at 17. Iowa State is the third team.
Come on, man.
At 20. And Arizona State is the 4th team at 21.
I wish I could curse. Get the hell out of here, man.
21, bro.
Come on. ASU in the
They won the conference.
Come on.
They won this conference.
Come on. 10 spots lower than Kansas State, basically? Come on.
Not even in the top 20, bro.
What the hell are we doing?
Not even in the top 20.
What the hell are we doing?
With Sam Leavitt,
what
Jordan
the hell
Tyson.
Are we doing?
I don't know.
USA Today might be the most fraudulent. No, who wrote that article? I want to put them on blast. Who wrote that article?
Let's see. This is from Paul Meyerberg and Erik Smith.
Dude, they're the same. Nah.
Updated May 1st.
I've heard those names before.
Are they on the Kansas State payroll?
Paul Meyerberg has been. Yeah, this guy. We have read this guy's articles before about how awful he's been.
This is pretty
like
bad,
I remember
man.
looking at this guy's bio,
Illinois
and
at
Erik
13,
Smith
by
just
the way.
doesn't have a bio. By
Tennessee
the way.
at 14 after losing their starting quarterback.
I mean, this is just ridiculous.
Michigan with a true freshman quarterback at 15. Louisville with Miller Moss as the starting quarterback
Miami
at 18.
at 10 is
Yeah, I don't know, bro. They've got Nebraska at 22, UNLV at 23. There's one other Big 12 team in the top 25 sitting at number 24.
TCU. So they don't even have Texas Tech ranked.
Or SMU. And SMU has been dominating the transfer portal and recruiting rankings. I believe they stole a player from Oklahoma and LSU. But they're not in the top 25.
No USA Today. I will not be subscribing now.
Kellen
for $1.
says, on what grounds is K-State that high? Let's read it. Why?
Here, I got you.
Okay.
I got you. Kansas State. We're going to roll the dice on quarterback Avery Johnson. Maybe roll the dice on the better quarterback.
Yeah.
Not even a full sentence.
Not
through.
even.
Taking a big step in his second season as starter after some highs and lows last season. More consistency from him should make the offense better, with running back Dylan Edwards ready to take the lead role in the ground attack, and Jace Brown, one of the top receivers in the Big 12. Linebacker Austin Romaine and defensive back VJ Payne, good name. The team's top two tacklers returned for a defense that should get back to a level good enough to compete for and win the conference championship. So they're betting on their quarterback, who is worse than ASU's, on their running back, who maybe is better than ASU's, but it's not like ASU really
I don't think
sucks
so,
there.
but sure.
Right. Oh, okay. And one of your top receivers in the Big 12. How about the best receiver in the Big 12?
Yeah, why don't we
And
just
Jordan
go with
Tyson.
the top quarterback and top wide receiver?
Oh, they're returning two of their best players on defense? Oh,
How
that's
about
cute.
the 10 that ASU
Yeah.
has?
Okay, now let me read Arizona State's, okay? Kenny Dillingham and the Sun Devils look to build on last year's surprising success, while running back Cam Scadaboo departs. First of all, not a player that's currently on the roster's name in the first however many
Cam
words there.
Scadaboo comes first.
And then quarterback Sam Leavitt is ready to assume more
Leavitt,
control
by
of
the way,
offense.
spelled wrong.
Yes, Leavitt is spelled wrong. Getting back wide receiver Jordan Tyson to full health will be critical after a shoulder injury ended his season prematurely.
That's crazy, bro. I can't take it serious. That even
The defense has all conference
Sam's
picks.
name right.
Xavier Alford and CJ Fight to anchor the unit. The rest of the Big 12 is waiting to see if ASU was a one-year wonder or a program on the verge of something much more substantial. Leavitt. Levitt. It is crazy. We don't take ourselves too seriously here, right? We like to have fun. But the more that you look at crap like this, the more you're just like, oh. The sports media and sports journalism
bad,
space,
dude.
it's in a bad place.
It's bad.
ESPN has the wrong players listed on teams, can't get the logos right. USA Today, not only do they not know ball, they don't know how to spell.
My question is, and this is more of I guess, not to the people that make the poll. My question is to the people that hired these individuals.
They don't care. They'd have AI write this crap for all they care.
Then AI would probably do a better job than the two individuals that did this.
Maybe.
So, what are the job interview questions? Do you...
Are you physically capable of typing?
Can you type? Is that it? Can you spell correctly? And if you put maybe, then you get the job?
Can you spell correctly? I think, but think doesn't have the H in it.
Do you watch the sport? That for me is what a lot of these polls is very clearly missing, is it doesn't feel like these individuals watched these teams. And I get you can watch Texas, you can watch Ohio State, you can watch Notre Dame, you can watch the big shiny schools. But everybody and their mother has those teams ranked the same. So I don't care about that. I want from 10 down. Are you watching Illinois football? Or are you just watching the players that transfer there? Are you watching Arizona State play football? Are you watching Miller Moss at USC and seeing how big of a failure that was for Lincoln Riley, and then he goes to Louisville, and you're telling me that guy is going to take them to 18 in the top 25?
I mean, 18 is nuts.
What about Michigan? Are we just putting Michigan as a top 15 program because they got a really high-level true freshman, but he's never seen the field before? at this level.
If there's one thing we know, it's that all 5-star quarterbacks work out, especially the ones that leave places for more money.
It's
right
in Florida. Like, I get everybody's in love with DJ Lagway at quarterback. Has Billy Napier ever had a successful season at Florida that's resulted in a top 12 season? I can't think of it off the top of my head.
So I'm looking at, okay. So this is their second way too early top 25.
They did a second one. This is the second one?
I just clicked on the first one.
I don't even want to know, bro.
No. Guess what number Arizona State is in their way too early top 25. Again, written by the same guys on January 21st.
So, like, right after the...
And think about how little has changed with Arizona State. Guess where they put Arizona State on January 21st?
Did they even have them in the top 25?
They had them at 10.
Huh?
10.
The same dudes.
10.
Where's Kansas State?
Oregon's at 11, Florida 12, Illinois 13, South Carolina 14, Kansas State 15.
Any other Big 12 teams?
Miami 16, BYU 17, so BYU hasn't changed. Michigan 18, SMU 19, Iowa State 20. Iowa State's been the same. They dropped Arizona State. When, mind you, they have not lost anybody since then, really. All the people they knew that would be gone were gone.
They dropped 11 spot. Did they at least spell Sam's name right in that article?
Let's see here. No, they didn't. This guy just played in the Peach Bowl, and they spelled it wrong twice. Dude, okay.
It's a shame what's happened to journalism nationally.
Seriously, the description is basically exactly the same as it was for when they said that they were 21st. But, of course, there's a first sentence in there. Only a questionable targeting no call and 4th and 13 conversion kept the Sun Devils from the playoff semifinals. It was simply a remarkable campaign that has Kenny Dillingham looking to build on that surprising success that included a Big 12 title. While running back Cam Scadaboo departs, QB Sam Leavitt, spelled wrong, is ready to assume more control of the offense. Word for word, exactly what they used in their other one. Getting back wide receiver Jordan Tyson to full health will be critical after a knee injury ended his season prematurely. Word for word.
That's also wrong.
I know, but also word for word. Yeah, knee injury.
Knee injury didn't end his season.
And word for word what they said in the other one. And then the defense is all conference picks and Xavier Alford and CJ Fife. Not Fight. Fife. To anchor the unit.
Unbelievable. You can't spell Leavitt right.
You can't spell fight right.
You can't spell... By the way, it's four letters. You can't spell fight.
At least you got Jordan Tyson's injury wrong.
You got Jordan, yeah.
And you dropped them 11 spots without anything changing.
How many sentences is that whole is the ASU section?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So pretty much an error every single sentence.
3 errors in 3 straight sentences at the end.
Do better or find a new career, bro. Because you don't. This is pathetic.
You know what this
That's pathetic.
This was what it was. This is what
Jacob.
This is what I looked at, and I clicked on these guys' article. Dude, misspellings, the lack of factual. Yeah. That's one thing. To literally drop 11
spots.
Team. 11 spots from January to May.
Bro.
From January to May, 11 spots.
I've seen 5-year-olds, Kellen, that get at least little things right. That could at least spell.
I know for a fact that Johnny Venerable's kid knows how to spell Sam Leavitt.
Or could spell.
I know he's not 5.
Could spell fight. Yeah. Could spell 4. You give him 4 letters, you tell him this how to do it. Boom, you go.
This is crazy. I honestly I know I have more to say about this. We are, for time reasons, we gotta hit a break. Let's read that comment.
Will with a great comment saying, quote, "Did you pass middle school English? Yes, congrats. Welcome to USA Today as our new author."
Even if it was I attended middle school English.
Oh my, it's pathetic. It really is.
I'm really excited to see Jordan Tyson coming off of his knee injury.
Yeah.
CJ Fife and Sam Leavitt.
Yeah. Lead the 21st ranked Arizona.
The 21st ranked Arizona State Sun Devils, who, by the way, in case you didn't know, they don't have Cam Scadaboo.
Yeah. I'm surprised I got that right. Did they at least spell Scadaboo right? I'm sure they did, right? They had to.
I mean, We'll see.
Can't put it past USA Today.
No, they did. Yeah,
They
two
did?
T's.
Congratulations. At least you got one thing right. You spelled Cam Scadaboo's name right. Look, we are going to tell you where we think ASU belongs, and we're also going to be talking a little ASU softball on the other side of this quick break.
Big news from Sanderson Ford. Not only will they spell your name right, they will get it right when they're trying to sell you a car, because they just announced From America, for America employee pricing. Now, you pay the same price as the owner of Sanderson Ford on the full lineup of new Fords with no hassle, no pressure, no nonsense, but most importantly, no added markups. And on top of employee pricing, get additional Ford incentives on over 1,000 vehicles during the Sanderson Ford Platinum 70th anniversary sale. Choose Sanderson Ford because they have an inventory and they're celebrating 70 years of treating you right. Now's the best time to buy a new Ford from Sanderson Ford with From America, for America employee pricing. Plus, in celebration of their 70th anniversary, stop by and get tickets to a Diamondbacks game just for being there. No test drive required. Wow. Excludes 2025 Expedition, Super Duty, Raptor Family, Mustang, and Bronco specialty vehicles. One pair of tickets per household with valid driver's license to July 6th game versus the Kansas City Royals with supply of 200 tickets last.
Circle K. Boom.
End of ad read. Boom. That's all you need to know.
That's pretty much all you need to know. Look, it feels like there's a Circle K on every single corner. Maybe you want a spicy snack. Maybe you want some candy. Maybe you want an energy drink. Maybe you want a water or a hot dog.
I saw a brand of one of my favorites, healthy sodas, in a Circle K recently.
Really?
And I got very excited.
Wow. Is it what I think it is?
It's one of.
Wow.
Yes.
Incredible. Look, Circle K has something for just about everybody, and whether it's a snack or a drink. How about a deal to save some money on gas? You gotta be a member of Inner Circle, which it's gonna take you 30 seconds to do it. All you gotta do is download the app from the App Store, enter your email or phone number, and boom, that's it. You are a member of Inner Circle with Circle K's free membership program. Make sure you join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details.
Kellen in the chat saying job requirements, potty trained.
Which may be questionable.
Because William follows up and says, are you sure? Maybe they just provide diapers instead of editors. You know what? They don't even want diapers, because what they want their writers to do is to pull down their pants and take a big fat poop on their keyboard and then press submit.
I got to look up these guys, their Twitters. I have to. I know we have to move on to...
No, we don't.
It's just...
This guy doesn't have his Twitter listed, just his email. We could email this guy.
We could email that guy.
Should we email?
Josh Pate, he does some pretty good college football stuff. He's got Arizona State at number 13 in his post-spring top 25. The crazy thing about his rankings...
Oh my God, wait, hold up. I'm sorry.
What?
Do you want to guess how many followers Paul Meyerberg has?
70K.
23.7 thousand. Here's the quote.
It's about 23,000.
Here's his description. Paul Meyerberg is, quote, some guy that really shouldn't be writing articles about football. He should probably be doing something else, end quote. Yeah. Brian Kelly.
Congratulations. Brian Kelly
said that.
Brian Kelly gets it. I knew I liked Brian.
He hasn't tweeted since 2020.
Well, he should stop writing immediately.
I want to look at this Erik Smith guy because he's disservicing my name. Sorry, what were you saying?
So Josh Pate, he does some really good rankings as well. And he has his post-spring top 25 rankings. Where do you think the first Big 12 team is? Who do you think it is? And where do you think ASU is?
Well, I'm not telling you. ASU at 13.
Okay, I did say that.
I think that's the first.
That is the first team. Do you want to guess the second team?
BYU at 14? Because we have to be one apart.
No BYU.
He
only does the top 20, by the way.
Oh, okay. No BYU. Tech
at number 20.
Yeah.
Those are the only Big 12 teams here. Kansas State, BYU, all the other ones outside looking in of Josh's top 20.
I like that. I like not having BYU in the top 20. I agree with that. I think
Illinois at 15, by the way.
Tech, Iowa State, clear.
This
BYU.
is a much better top 20.
Wow,
Josh,
somebody who follows
Josh
the sport.
watches football. Congratulations, Josh. You did a great job.
I love it when people who follow the sport and watch the sport commentate about the sport.
And they do good work. They do really good work as opposed to the last two polls that we looked at.
Yeah.
It's just BS.
23,000 followers. What the hell?
Now, before we move on to softball, where do you think ASU should be ranked when the preseason top 25 does hit?
11.
11? First Big 12 team?
Yeah.
Where do you think the second Big 12 team falls, and who do you think it is?
Texas Tech at 19.
Texas Tech at 19. Okay.
Iowa State at 23.
Okay.
Kansas State 26.
No
First one
BYU.
off. BYU 38.
Oh, man. I am going to go with ASU probably ends up at number
3.
Let's say 12.
Yeah.
Say ASU number 12. I think that will be the first Big 12 team. I think Tech is the second Big 12 team at number 18. And then you get probably Iowa State at 20. I think you probably get BYU in the back half of the top 25.
Okay.
So that's what I think. Let me know where you guys think ASU should be ranked when that top 25 is dropped by the AP. The preseason top 25 is definitely going to be a entire show when it does drop. So that should definitely be a lot of fun. But enough football discussion. Let's get into some ASU softball. The Sun Devils, despite not winning the Big 12 tournament, obviously a rough way to go out against Texas Tech.
Only a couple possession game.
I think it was like a 6 field goal game or something like that.
Like.
Nothing too bad. But Sun Devil softball headed back to the NCAA Softball Championship for the 34th time in program history. They will be playing in the LA Regional. The Sun Devils are going to be the number 2 seed at the regional, and they're going to play the number 3 seed, San Diego State. The Sun Devils do have a head-to-head lead over San Diego State. They, I believe, have dominated the Aztecs over the course of history. But they are not the only team in that regional. You got UC Santa Barbara as the 4 seed, and then, of course, UCLA is the host at the number 1 seed. UCLA, when the Pac-12 was together, was one of the best, most dominant softball programs in the country. So that is kind of a tough bid. But ASU at number 2.
Everything you want's on the other side of hard, as one of my favorite Phoenix Suns
Monty Williams,
head coaches, ever said. I'm getting a look for that one. But I'm just glad, obviously, you're in the season. You want them to continue to go on. I'm just glad that we could talk about this program like this.
Yeah.
Again, this felt like a make or break kind of year.
It was.
Softball,
it was certainly a make or break year.
Where you felt like if it goes off the rails again, if it underperforms again, there's going to be some serious conversations about change. 35-19 and first time getting a regional bid since 2022. Good way to bounce back.
Yeah.
Great way.
They needed it
to bounce back. And I think they can. I think they can win. I think they can go through. I think they can beat UCLA. It is tough because when you face some top tier talent, sometimes it's just like a buzzsaw. Like when you ran into Texas Tech, who quite literally was a buzzsaw, but also you didn't have your number 1 pitcher. Now, if you do win, are you going to have your number 1 pitcher by the time you see UCLA?
That's the thing.
That's kind of the problem.
What do you think? Do you think you sit Kenzie Brown until you see UCLA? Is that the move?
You can't sleep on. That's the thing. Is like that's the catch-22, right? Like that's the stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. Do you save your best pitcher for the best team?
Of course, you would love to keep a nice, fresh, rested Kenzie Brown for a potential UCLA matchup, right?
Yeah,
for sure. But if you look too far ahead of San Diego State, that could bite you in the ass.
It could. I mean, again, this UCLA team is 49-10 overall.
I think you probably need Kenzie Brown to beat UCLA. Now she could pitch twice because 130 pitches was a lot, right?
Yeah.
And like softball does work their pitchers, so they let their pitchers work a little bit more sometimes than baseball. So maybe you start off with your number 2, see how she's doing. And then if you need to, throw in Kenzie Brown. But I don't love that.
Do you know what UCLA's home record is?
Undefeated.
They are 19-2 on the year.
Who did they lose to? I mean, this would technically kind of be, is this at their stadium?
Yeah, it's their regional.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's tough. Let's see. The 2 losses for UCLA at home.
Texas Tech.
Potentially. Let's see. You have to go way back to just see when
They lost to Duke, I believe. I believe that was at home. And then they lost to... I mean...
If you have to do that much scrolling
you have
in
to
between
do a lot
home
of
losses,
scrolling, bro.
that's tough.
Is this... I can't tell if this is... What's their field called? Can you do that for me? Can you look up what their field is called?
UCLA softball field.
Any luck?
Easton.
Easton.
Yeah, Easton Stadium in Los Angeles, California.
Well, I'm seeing Anderson Family Field in Fullerton. Oh, there we go. Easton Stadium. Bro, I don't see it. I don't see an L on here. Like, I'm looking. I see other losses at like other stadiums in California, not at that stadium.
Then I think you maybe just need to focus on getting this win against San Diego State, and then
they
go from
run
there.
rule a ton of teams at home.
Focus on San Diego State, put out Kenzie Brown, shut him down, move on from there. That's your plan.
So are you starting Kenzie Brown?
Yeah.
Only against...
Depends on how her workload looks against San Diego State. If she can get
they
through,
lost to Northwestern.
If she can get through that game with
That's it.
Wow.
Northwestern's the only team to beat them at home.
Wow. With a minimal level of workload, relatively, then you can put her out for the start of that UCLA game, but it's a tough draw.
She's not seeing the mound until the UCLA game. If I'm Barley,
really,
she's not seeing the mound.
But then you're just
That's
looking
your only
too far
chance
again.
of beating.
But then but then you might not even get there.
Then I live with that.
Okay.
Look, it's a double elimination, right?
That's fair. Okay.
If
Well, the
you
double
lose
elimination.
she's not coming out. She's not playing that first game. If you lose the first game, then yes, she has to play the second game, right? But if you lose the first game, then you're probably going to end up playing. What's the other team that I said was in that regional? UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Right. So then yes, then I throw Kenzie Brown out there because I have to. But if you win that first game, then I'm throwing Kenzie Brown out there.
Okay,
that's
the double elimination part of it is different than the Big 12 tournament. So
I can live with. What I can't do is throw out, because let's say you throw Kenzie Brown out there to start, right? Start that first game, and then if you win, then odds are you're playing UCLA the next game. You're not starting her back-to-back games. And then let's say you lose, right? Even with Kenzie Brown out there for that first game, then what do you do? Because then you're playing UC Santa Barbara, most likely the second time around. Are you throwing out there again? Probably not. I'm saving her. Splendid Daddy's here, which means it's probably time to go.
Is that all we have? Splendid Daddy, real quick.
Say go.
Spell Sam Leavitt. I'm not even kidding.
I would say go. Go to the regional. If you have an opportunity to go to the LA regional, go watch the Sun Devils. Go cheer on a program that
is revitalized,
starting to get revitalized. A lot of really talented players for ASU. Kenzie Brown, Yanexa Acuna, Kelsey Hall, friend of the program. So go watch them play San Diego State on Friday. And then see what the rest of the weekend holds. Maybe this is a team that can make it to a super regional.
Maybe.
Should be a lot of fun.
That'd be great.
We'll definitely keep you guys updated throughout the weekend on anything going on.
This just in, Splendid Daddy, formerly Sugar Daddy, is more credible with journalistic integrity and being able to spell than USA Today. Spelled Sam Leavitt correctly.
He also maybe just Googled it, which is all you really had to do.
Again, more credible because he actually put the work in. Thank you, Splendid Daddy.
Unbelievable
Thank
stuff.
you.
You have any final thoughts on anything before we get out of here?
You have to meow.
I know I have to. Thank you very much. I'll get to that.
If you were a cat, what kind of cat would you be?
A tiger. Jungle cat. Ooh, actually, no, that's a lie. I always had a love for like the snow leopards.
Ooh.
Yeah. Not a big fan of snow.
I'm as pale as a snow leopard.
What would you be? You'd be a house cat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
oh my God. I'd be the fattest, laziest house cat.
You'd be Garfield.
Sure. I love lasagna.
Garfield has it good,
dude,
bro.
Great.
Lasagna?
Come on.
Yeah. I mess with it.
If you're watching on TV, the party always continues over at GoPHNX.com.
It does. Guys, that is going to do it for today's episode of the PHNX Sun Devils show. Hit the like button and the subscribe button on your way out.
Ayrton never said what kind of cat he was gonna be.
What kind of cat would you be?
Real cat, mountain lion, fake cat. I don't know if this counts. Gary the snail.
That's I mean, it's a good pick.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Yeah, too many meows on the show, man.
You gotta give one.
I will. If you enjoyed today's content or the meowing, give us a follow at PHNX _Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony _Totri. You can follow that guy right there, Erik Ruby, the meowing man at, again, Erik Ruby, Erik with a K. You can follow Ayrton behind the Mac at the Freckled Mamba.
Tweet us your best meows.
Tweet us your best meow. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Meow.
Ooh,
there you go.
That was a good meow.
Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.